my name is Nicolette Clark and I am your Norwex independent consultant. I want to talk to you today about how you can reduce the chemicals in your home simply by switching to Norwex, which is the use of microfiber and water to clean your home. You can eliminate so many of the cleaners that you use on a daily basis and weekly basis and completely change and revolutionize the way that you're cleaning. Not only is it going to be safer for you and your family, it's also going to reduce your cost and time that you spend cleaning. I want to talk to you about our Enviro cloth. This is our everything cloth. It does everything from countertops and sinks and showers and tubs to upholstery and carpet stains. Typically, I use my Enviro cloth wet. I get it wet, I wring it out pretty good, and then I fold it into quarters. That gives me 8 cleaning surfaces to use, which is great when you're going from place to place in the room. When you use an Enviro cloth, and actually for most of our cloths, you want to make sure that you have a flat surface. If you're a baller, that microfiber isn't really getting to work. Let's talk about how the microfiber works. Our cloths, the fibers that make the cloth, are 1/200th the size of a human hair. That is tiny. And it's those little teeny tiny threads that make the microfiber pick up everything on a surface. It helps with stains, it helps with germs, it really does pick everything up. So you use the cloth on your surface, you pick everything up off the surface, and then you rinse it out, you wring it out, and you let it hang to dry. So why do we do that? Well, another thing about our Norwex microfiber is that it actually has silver in the fibers. During the process with which they make the cloth, the silver is part of the thread. It's kind of like putting creamer into coffee. Once you put the creamer in there, you're not going to be able to get it out. At least you and I can't get it out. Maybe there's a scientist out there that's able to separate that. But the silver is part of this cloth. And the silver is important because the silver is what inhibits the growth of bacteria. The silver is used in ORs and in hospitals and burn unit victims because it has healing properties and it keeps bacteria at bay. The bacteria in this cloth will die out, not because silver is some magical thing, but because it actually suffocates the bacteria. The bacteria can't thrive, it can't reproduce. And so as your cloth dries, the bacteria dies, and along with it, odor-causing bacteria and germs and all the things that are left in this cloth. So as your cloth dries, the bacteria dies out. This microfiber, if we were to take 1 square inch of the cloth and unravel it, it would be the length of 3 football fields. 3 football fields, 1 square inch, 3 football fields. If we were to unravel the entire cloth, you could get from Mexico to Canada. That's a lot of fiber. And that's why this cloth works so well. It picks up everything because that fiber is so teeny tiny that it can pick everything up. One other note for those of you that have tried microfiber from regular retail environments, this feels differently. It does not grab your hands like the cheap microfiber does. To be considered microfiber, you only have to be about 1/8 to 1/12 the size of a human hair. Again, ours is 1/200th the size of a human hair. So even dry, this does not feel bad. I'm not saying it won't ever catch on your hands, it may occasionally, but because you're using it wet almost all the time, it really isn't going to bother your hands. Let's move on to the next thing. Our window cloth. This is also microfiber, but it's a different weave. It's definitely almost silky feeling. And you would use this to replace your paper towels and that blue spray that we typically use to clean our mirrors and our windows. My 5-year-old cleans our windows in our home. And when we first started having her do it, I kept telling her, you need to be careful, don't let your brother get to the spray, don't spray the spray all over the room, just spray a little bit on the window and go ahead and clean. Well, now I don't have to do that at all. I give her a spray bottle, like this one here. She sprays a little bit of water on her window, she uses this cloth, fold it up, and she goes to work. This is great for anything that really needs a shine to it. Granite countertops, stainless steel, windows, mirrors, silverware, drinking glasses, wine glasses. This really does make a huge difference. and you won't find that you'll have streaking and no linty residue from your paper towels. Our third item is our dusting mitt. This little baby works wonders. It's also microfiber. It also has a silver. I didn't mention that. This also contains silver, the window cloth. So you can actually use this wet or dry. Typically I use it dry, although I have quite a few customers that like to dampen it a little bit. One of the things that I do is I do get it entirely wet, I wring it out, and then I use it to clean my window screens. So thinking about spring coming up, I'll be doing that in the next couple weeks as the weather warms up. And you will see, and maybe I can show you, that this mitt will get really dirty and grungy and gross. Won't matter, it'll come back out and it'll wash and it'll continue working. These 3 items are our household package, and it's usually where I tell people to start. With the Enviro cloth, the window cloth, and the dusting mitt, you can radically reduce the chemicals in your home. I no longer use any chemicals to clean my home or in my cleaning business. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd be happy to share more with you. Thank you.